exclusively for peaceful means.
We're joined now by one of those Republican senators who signed the letter, Senator Bill Cassidy of Louisiana. He's the freshman senator, just elected. Senator, thanks very much for joining us. I want you to respond to the White House. They are really angry at all of you, all 47 of you Republican senators, for what they call interfering in a delicate moment, reaching out directly and trying to address the Iranian leadership. Your response?
They are criticizing us for stating the facts, that in our Constitution, Congress has to sign off, and Senator Cotton in the letter lays out that approval process. Why are they criticizing our constitutional form of government? And by the way, the Iranians are quite open with their parliament about the negotiations taking place. Many in the Congress feel as if the administration has not been so open. And so, if you will, I think this is a statement of fact. I don't know why facts are threatening to the administration, and I think the letter speaks for itself.
Well, what they're saying basically is that it's the role of the President of the United States to negotiate these kinds of agreements. If, in fact, it's a treaty, Congress would have the resolution ratifying that kind of an agreement. But in the midst of the negotiations, they say you should basically stay out of it, let them do their job. Then at the right moment, they'll come brief you in Congress, to which your reply is?
First, this is not a treaty. This is not a treaty. It will not require the Senate to sign off, number one. Number two, I think if the American people felt better about the President's foreign policy, perhaps we would not have sent the letter. But if you look at polls, and if you frankly talk to members of Congress, we're not quite sure the President has a strategy in Syria, or with ISIL, or many other areas. And so it's that lack of confidence in the President that makes Congress step forward and say, listen, if this is a bad deal, it'll be revisited. So that's also, by the way, a statement to the President that Congress wants to be engaged, and we're going to represent the views of the American people.
They say, though, it's unprecedented to actually write an open letter like this to a country like Iran in the tail ends of very sensitive negotiations with the other permanent members of the UN Security Council and Germany, for Congress to basically write this kind of letter. They say it's almost unprecedented to interfere at a delicate moment like this.
A couple things. First, the Iranian negotiators said they did not understand the American system of government. They said that, or something to that effect. And so clearly our team had not told them. So if you will, this is a civics lesson for Iran. And I think that's perfectly appropriate. They should know the process that we go through. The administration clearly had not told them. Why is it wrong to tell somebody what our system of government is, and that the Congress is a co-equal branch of government? I don't see anything wrong with that at all. And by the way, again, I go back to my other point. If the American people have more confidence in the President's foreign policy, what he's exhibited with ISIL, Syria, etc., then maybe we wouldn't have sent the letter. But I think this is a lack of confidence in the President.
So you don't want any deal, basically, no matter what the President, Secretary of State Kerry come up with the Iranians in the days leading before this March 24th framework deadline. Basically, you've concluded this is a disaster. You don't want any deal, right?
That's not what the letter says. And that's, frankly, I'm hoping it's a great deal. But that's not what the letter says. Tom, Wolf, this is not undermining the President. It's just saying the deal better represent U.S. interests as well as Iranians, and there will be review by the Senate. And so, if it's a great deal, that'll be a really good review. And if it's a bad deal, then frankly, it'll have considerations.
Senator Bill Cassidy of Louisiana, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you, Wolf.
Appreciate it. Let's get some more now on what's going on. Our